Hello and welcome back to Caran Leisg. Now, as you can see, since the last update video, which was July last year, we've had quite a lot of progress. So I thought I'd talk you through the progress that we've made on the layout. This is a box file layout, just give you an overview there. And then we'll have a little running session. So go through in the order that I've done stuff. First of all, ballasting. Now I'm going to start on the ballasting, and on this box, this is done with sand from the beach on the Isle of Barra, and this is held down with the traditional 50% PVA and water mix with a drop of washing up liquid, and I am really pleased with it. On this side, things have not gone quite as well, as you can see. I used the product called Ballast Magic, which you mix in with the ballast, and they say you can use between 1 in 5 and 1 in 10 as a ratio, and they recommend 1 in 7. This was done with a 1 in 7 ratio, and you can see it is pretty poor. So I'm going to have to redo all this ballasting, which is fine. I want to experiment with ballasting anyway. So yeah, didn't have a lot of luck with this very expensive Ballast Magic. It was fine for ballasting the points because I didn't want PVA gumming up the points, but yeah, Ballast Magic wasn't so great. These buildings were from eBay and they're cardboard buildings. The reason I bought these is because I don't want to have to keep disassembling stuff to get the tops of the lids down from the box files. Now this engine shed from Cut Creative, the roof comes off, so you can still lower the tops of the box files for transportation. But these I bought just because they were the right height, basically. And you can see I've done a road surface here. This was just done with ash from the fire that was glued down with PVA, and then I did the 50-50 PVA water with a drop of washing up liquid, just like the ballast. There will obviously be a fence going along here. This ballast needs repairing here. That won't be staying there. That was just a building I made as an experiment. Then I've made, you can see, a lot of stuff out of parts from Cut Creative. These are laser cut wood parts. And first of all, I made this kind of, it's been really hard to think of what to do between the box files. So I've kind of made this representation of a bridge. If you can imagine there's going to be a bridge deck along here or something. Just out of parts from Cut Creative. And a bit of C channel there I got from, is it Polystruct or something? Anyway, the general people you get strips of plastic from. I did that. And obviously the engine shed was done last time. And then I've made the rest of the bakery with parts from Cut Creative. I much prefer where I've painted the windows black than where on the engine shed I did the white. So these will be coming out and I will be redoing those with black windows and proper and the sort of the stone coloured tops and bottoms that I just think looks so much better. So I'm really pleased with how this has worked out. This is the goods in, that's representative of the factory wall. There's my finger, factory wall, so that's where the goods in will go. And all this was done, it was sprayed with Poundland red oxide primer when it was assembled, and then I smeared a coat of thin household filler on it, and that was then wiped off, and then when it dried, some washes of acrylic paint 50-50 with water and a drop of washing up liquid to make a wash. I get my acrylic paints from the works, and you get 6 primary colours, 75ml tubes for £4 in the works, and that's all you need. And then weathering after that was done with charcoal pastels, and again, packet from the works. I think that was £4, and you just scrape off the scrape down the chalk pastels and use that for weathering. So I'm really pleased with that, really pleased with how that's gone. Let's put that working back. Made a little station. This is a work in progress. I've still got to weather the platform surface. Again, edges by Elkhart Creative. The station building, as you can probably see, is a Hornby 040, and if I move it, you can see I've cut filled in some of the windows, cut out for a door. The door again has come from Elkhart Creative. I've got no connection with Elkhart other than a very satisfied customer. When I needed some parts a couple of weeks ago just to finish, I was really impressed. I got next day delivery for £2.50, which I thought was absolutely spot on. I ordered one day and it arrived the next. So that's a lot of what I've done so far. Also, I've tidied up the wiring. I've actually managed to wire a 6-pin DIN connector. Here's my no expense spent controller, and then you can see now I've got 4 isolating switches, so I can isolate this road here where the J72 is now. I think I've got another isolating section here where the goods out van is, one here and one here. So there are some breaks in the road, as you can see, and you can just see under the ballast, which will be tidied up. You know, the ballast will be improved, hopefully, massively. How I've laid the wires in the foam board. So you've got foam board on the box file just to cut a channel, so you can put the wires through to the back of the box file. There is no wiring at all to this box file. This is all done by fish plates joining here, and yeah, that also feeds the fiddle stick. And then, as I say, just tied this up. Now, the reason I've got these Peco on-off switches and not much cheaper toggle switches is because with a box file you've got nowhere to mount panel mounted switches, so it's just one downside of a box file. So I ended up buying that just for convenience, and they're both mounted on an offcut from the box file. This is that's only velcroed on, so I can switch this for a gauge master if I'm running more modern stock. So that is an update on the layout. Now let's have a little running session, and to bring the changes, we're going to have J72 coming in with the brake van. We've got an empty coal wagon here. I'm thinking of having coal staiths here, or maybe even a coaling stage for the locomotives here. Be interested to know what you think. Did they ever have coaling stages away from the engine shed? Because you're a bit tight for space in there. I could fit one in there, but I'm thinking about putting it here. So got the empty coal wagon there. Just say we've got staiths there. We've got a van full of cakes and biscuits in the goods out, ready to go. We've got an empty fuel container, a fuel tank that's just come out of the yard. They've just filled up their fuel tanks, oil tanks maybe for the ovens, whatever. And then we've got a full parcels van, so they filled it up with the parcels that are going further afield. So the engine's got to come in, and what I'm going to do is try and do a sort of shunting puzzle. I want to have it so that we have parcels first, then cakes, then fuel tank, then coal wagon, and then brake van, to be taken away by this locomotive. So I don't quite know how I'm going to do it, but let's get cracking. The first thing we're going to do is just have the J72 drop off the brake van here. Some people asked how I did my uncoupling and points last time because I edited this section out. I'll do it once on camera. I just use paperclip. So he's now going to go off and move the parcels van. So the parcels van is a new addition. That cost me £5. It's a little bit out of time because it's BR, but that's a Ren version I got for £5 at the Doncaster Model Railway Show. Change points, and we're going to put it in that siding to start with. So now the next thing we're going to do is going to pick up the brake van. And run that into the loop. This locomotive cost me £15. That was a few years ago, but these old mainline locos, if you can build a controller to control them like this, they're fantastic. I really love them. I mean, the slow speed control you can get out of them is absolutely brilliant. I can't remember if it said we were going to have parcels then cakes, or cakes then parcels. I think it was cakes then parcels, wasn't it? So we're going to pick up the cakes first. So we'll pick up the cakes and then we will pick up the parcels. Right, we're going to leave those in the station and then we're going to go and get the empty fuel tank. Empty fuel tank before the coal wagon don't wait. So that now just leaves us to get the rest of the train. So we now shunt the whole train into this siding here, or into the station. We detach 69001. Park that in the goods in siding. And we now isolate that and energize number 4, which is 68745. So there we have it. Again, what great fun you can have with a £15 loco, and then the wagons were £2.50, £5, £10, £2.50 and £2.50 a piece. As you can see, there's plenty of work to do yet on weathering and painting in some of those wagons. Plenty of work to do yet on the layout, but I really hope you enjoyed this. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Cheers now.